Hi guys, back down in the workshop today, and I'm working on something a little different today. This is the AC compressor for my girlfriend's car. It's a 2009 Mazda 3, and the AC just stopped working one day, and I had a quick look at it, and I could see that the pulley was turning, the relay was good, the fuse was good, so I wasn't able to work on it at the time, so we sent it to our local garage, whom I trust, and they told me that there was something wrong with the clutch, that even if they would push on it to engage it, it wouldn't work. So we ended up getting a used compressor from a used parts place, got it switched over, and it turns out that one wasn't working either. So I got the original one back just so I could see if I could maybe rebuild the clutch or try to see if there was something else that was wrong. So I figured I'm going to take this apart. It couldn't hurt to make a video at the same time. So we're going to take this apart, see if we can clean this up, if we can find something wrong with it. Maybe the coil's bad, and if so, then we'll replace that. But we'll see if we can get this thing going. Now, before I begin, I should mention that I've never taken one of this model apart before. I've taken apart the model that comes on Jeeps, and I've converted the one on my Jeep to an air compressor. So I think it's basically the same technology, just a little clutch in here with a coil. So I'm going to take that apart now, and we'll see if we can get it to work. Alright, I'm going to start by taking the front cover off. Alright, so we've got a couple of little shims here. Let's see, there's two. We'll save those for later. Okay, so there's a little snap ring in here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Actually, I'm going to go get some better light. Just one second. There, let's try that. Alright, so let's get the snap ring out of here. Try these little pliers. If these don't work, I've got bigger ones. Okay, so I've got that pulley off, and if I just look at these two surfaces, we can see here that these are really rusty, and obviously we want some coarseness so that they can really grab each other, but this is looking more like rust to me. So it looks to me like there's a little bit of swelling here on that coil, but I've never seen what it looked like before I took it apart, so I may be wrong. But I'm going to get my meter out. We're just going to check the resistance of this. I'll get my power supply and we'll test it out. Okay, so I've got my power supply here. You guys remember that from previous videos. And I'll use that to test the coil if I do find that the resistance is good through it. So now I've just got one of my meters here, got that set to ohms. We're just going to look for resistance through that coil. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm getting nothing. So I have a feeling that coil is done. So I'm going to see if I can find one online, get that ordered up. Like I said earlier, this does not look normal to me. It's really bubbly. So I think we're going to have to replace that. Okay, it's been a few days and I received my new coil from Amazon, and I believe this one comes with a new clutch as well, so we won't have to reuse that old rusty one. Well, that's looking a lot better. Oof, this snap ring was tough to get out. Okay, let's pull that old coil off. Okay, so we're going to put the new coil on. Try to get that damn snap ring in. There's a little thermal switch here. We're going to add a little bit of thermal paste, so that's good. Gets a good contact. First, let's check the resistance to that coil so we can compare it to the other one. Not sure if you can see that, but I'm getting 4.6 to 5, which is pretty good. It's exactly where we want it. Okay, so I was about to install the shims here, these little ones which match the little ones I had before. But if I look at the clutch plate, they're not identical. The old clutch plate has like a flat spot before the bolt so that it actually shims with those smaller shims. This one has both sets, the small shims and some big ones, because this one we shim it on the flat side here. So I have to make sure I put the bigger shims in. Here we have those. Okay, so we're just going to install this washer here. Okay, so let's give this a test. We've got our little power supply. I've seen this in different videos. So I'm just going to turn this guy on. And it's still set to 6 volts for the rock tumbling. Throw some test leads in here. That's on the 12 volt side. So we've got 11.8, oh, 12.1. So I'm just going to ground this to the body. We're going to pull the clutch out so we can see that it works. And power it. That's not been nice. But again, perfect. So that's going to work good. Now we'll get it installed on the car. Well, this wasn't much of a video. We just replaced this with a cheap Amazon coil. I'm not putting it on the car myself. My garage isn't ready yet, and I don't feel like working out in the driveway. We're in the middle of a heat wave now. It's way too hot, so we're gonna let the garage do that. But if you guys have any questions on how to do any of this stuff, how to find this coil, you notice I put 2 shims in there. If this isn't gripping enough, you can remove a shim. If it's not releasing, you can add a shim. It's pretty straightforward. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. And as usual, thanks for watching.